You know what that music means. It's time for some more Manga Mustard today. We're Sysmet Geekology. We're the priest of the geeks. Today, it's me, Christian Ashley, joined by, of course, the one who Osamu Tezuka bows down to in regards to manga. TJ Blackwell, how's it going, TJ?
Good.
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 Just another good day. Life of TJ. So, TJ, we got some manga to talk about today.
We do. And what an exciting time to be a manga fan.
Oh, yes. There's plenty of good things out there. You just got to be willing to look for them. And there's plenty in the main stuff, too. So, TJ, your first pick today is One Piece. Was it chapter 1147?
Yep. You know.
All right, go ahead.
A perfectly normal number for a manga to have.
Oh, yes.
So, 1147. Yeah, you can't just say they're crazy anymore because it's One Piece and they're all crazy now. Just because every chapter there's some new thing that's like, hey, remember that thing we brought up like 1,000 chapters ago?
Yeah.
It matters. In 1147, what we've got going on is if you're not caught up, stop listening to this, go catch up and come back. Or if you're afraid of spoilers, definitely don't want to be here. We are in Elbaf. Robin has reunited with Saul, who saved her from Ohara. If you're unfamiliar, he saved all the knowledge from Ohara, and that's what is in the library on Elbaf. So, the Navy, if they knew, they would want this place destroyed, and the world government does want this place destroyed. And that's what we're dealing with right now. We've got 3 Holy Knights in Elbaf. They've kidnapped 10 giant children. And it's really, I don't know, it's as serious as the story is at this point. It's very clear that, Oda, when he was like, yeah, Gear 5, he's going to be a funny guy.
Yes.
He wanted to bring that tone back into the series in a big way, and he has, and it's great. We also get a really super impressive feat from Jinbei, because apparently Fishman Karate works on anything that is not solid. Because he uses his Fishman Karate on clouds. Sea clouds.
Right?
Sure, man. He uses it to put out, a giant wildfire on this very dry tree that could just destroy Elbaf with the Holy Knights set up. Also, we get a little bit of a hint into Brooks's backstory, which is insulting at this point. We have almost 1,200 chapters. Why are we just now getting into Brooks's past? Past the Laboon stuff.
Like, where does he know Gunko from?
Yeah, he just knows that they're Holy Knights. He knows Holy Knights exists. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. At least he wasn't like, does she work with Figureland? But we get a lot of good character moments. Found out Gunko is a fan of the Soul King, and he's like, sorry.
Yeah,
I work for the Navy.
Lots of loony fans out there that somehow don't understand the meaning of the artist's work. She's one of them.
Shocking. But we get to see Saul once again protecting Robin from a Holy Knight, which, I mean, if he dies this time, he won't.
Yeah.
But he's made it very clear that, he's not going to let anything bad happen to Robin. And also, man, what a great character. I really, really like all the giants that have been introduced. We also get some great funny moments while these 10 giant children are being kidnapped. One of the Holy Knights is Devil Fruit ability. Which one is he's got the crazy name? Killingham.
Killingham? Yeah.
Killingham just manifests your worst fear in real life, and one of the giant children's is his mother.
Nice.
One and the other giants who are like, trying to stop the fire get attacked by this kid's mother, and one of them's like, that looks like my wife. But no, it's really funny still. It's really good. It's good. It's crazy to say One Piece is picking up. You know,
Yeah,
it's like going to Mount Everest and getting in a hot air balloon. But it
keep
is.
raising from there.
It is. It's picking
And
up somehow.
this is another fun chapter. Just learning a little more about our God's Knights, Heaven Knights, whatever you want to call them. And Saul kind of reveals that they're immortal as well. And I think, is it this chapter where, or maybe it was the one before, where Gunko's like, hey, just call me a god. Or one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was. Let me pull it up.
I think it might have been the
It's one of
previous.
them.
So it was in response to, I think Nami was talking to one of them.
Yeah. But then, we do also get, like, hey, Nami's still not that strong, even with Zeus, because she just gets put down like a dog. But yeah, a very serious threat we're dealing with, and I'm really interested to see how Luffy's going to handle it. We also did get a little bit more development on that side of the thing where, Luffy and Loki talk. So we'll see what happens there. Gunko, the Holy Knight, also is like, yeah, we're about to have a world war, and we want the Giants on our side, so that's why we're kidnapping these kids.
Yeah. I mean, they see how things are going. Like you've got the Revolutionary Army still out there. You've got the various factions that the Straw Hats have dealt with. You've got the pirates fighting against each other right now for supremacy. It's like um, they know how the wheels are turning, and if they're not careful, they could be taken out.
Yep.
So getting the Giants on your side makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so yeah, if you are listening and you still haven't read One Piece, you should. It's about that time.
All right. Anything else you want to add for this one?
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps getting better. I don't know. Just keeps getting better. I don't know how Oda's doing it.
He's a crazy man, but he's our crazy man. I'm just glad that they're letting him take more breaks. As much as I want a chapter a week, I'd rather he was in perfect health.
Yeah. Yeah, if it lets him write until he's 80, which is when I think the series will be done, we need that to happen. I don't want another a Wheel of Time incident over here.
Oops. All right. Well, if we're good on that one, let's go ahead to our next chapter for discussion, which is going to be Dandadan, chapter 192. We've got some very interesting developments here. As for those of you not caught up with Dandadan, what are you doing? Go and do that. Momo, through the result of some magical shenanigans, has become small. But also, they realized last chapter, and confirmed in this one, people are starting to forget her. And as part of the magical process, that no one's really for sure. Like Gigi is like one of the only ones who like for sure knows where she is because she's on Famola's shoulder, but Famola doesn't recognize that until she looks. And even like Seiko, her own grandmother, is having problems remembering her. So this is where Gigi's like, I'm never going to forget you. I'm going to make sure we get this done. And she's not the only one affected by this. Zuma, as well, has kind of like started losing his vision again throughout this whole process. Like things are being stolen from them, including their memories of other people. And we have the old guy who was a kid when they went into the Jumanji kind of game is starting to lose his ability to walk. And he's with one of Zuma's guys, Raiko. And as they're walking him away, he's kind of like, why are you helping me now? Because when we met, you tried to like beat me up. That's because they thought that he had done something to Zuma. And he said, well, what inspires that like kind of loyalty in him? And he talks about how Zuma had helped him back in the day and he's not the only one. It goes into a bit of a flashback there of how he was dealing with hurt, but Zuma was there for him, and it even says that sometimes people just want to be forgiven for what they did. It's really cool. Then we go over to the airport where our lovable murderous family from the hot springs kind of arc they went to. What was the monster for that one? Was it this Mongolian death worm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was forever ago.
yeah. They're back. They're in town, and they know where Momo's at because they're tracking her scent, which honestly kind of makes them very useful right now since they're looking actively for Momo while people are actively kind of forgetting her. So yeah, that's going to cause problems, but that might be what they need to remember that Momo exists if they're still to protect someone they're trying to kill.
Yeah. Might be helpful.
So what do you think? Uh, what's going on, Dandadan?
I haven't caught up. I'm
Oh
behind.
wow,
I do this thing every once in a while. I'll forget to read stuff, and then I'll have, like 20 series to catch up on in a few weeks. So,
gotcha.
Dandadan's one of them. Dandadan's one of the ones I haven't gotten back up to yet.
Yeah, I'll say we've got some crazy revelations. Not as far as exactly who is behind everything. Like is it Saint Germain? Is it someone else who's causing all these things to happen to give people powers just because they're taking away powers from other people? We learned that the teacher, the nice one, is doing this because her mom's sick and she wants help there, but she also did think she wasn't supposed to because he was the one giving out orders, whoever this mysterious figure is, and he tried to kill her, but Zuma's pretty much adopted dad, the cop, intervened and saved her. It's like, what a chat. I love that guy so much.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Zuma and his dad. They're a good
Yeah.
addition to the story.
They've got such a weird but wholesome relationship. Those flashbacks we went through with Zuma being this punk and the cops seeing something in him and like pretty much adopting him without adopting him,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's
pretty
good.
great.
Good characters. So, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like they literally had to shave off part of the party to add Zuma in, and it's Momo. It's like the main character. It's like we're just gonna
Yeah.
for diminishing a role, but that's crazy.
So they're still seeking a cure for that. No real leads, especially since people are starting to forget her. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm very curious to see where our murderous family comes into play here.
I suspect Saint Germain will be involved in fixing Momo.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to think about him. I want to say he's got some other goal and he's not the actual big bad, but he's not exactly helping his case with how he talks and interacts with people.
Yeah,
I think he's just a weird dude.
yeah. I want him to be in the series more. I
Yes.
like depictions of Saint Germain. They're fun.
It's such a wacky thing from our own world history of people claiming that this figure has appeared over hundreds of years. It's like, was he an immortal, an alchemist, or something like that? Like he claimed to be something like that.
I think he just has really strong genes, and all of his sons look just like him.
He just knew about inheritance and DNA way beforehand. He's like, okay, if I find the right woman, our genes will merge perfectly to where it'll basically be me again.
Yeah, yeah. He figured it out. That's probably what it was. He wasn't an alchemist. He was a biologist.
There you go.
The first biologist. Eat your heart out, Gregor Mendo.
If your actual biologists are going, that still wouldn't work, but it's fine.
But no, Dandadan is really good. I do need to catch up.
Oh yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, yeah, the first couple chapters they're a little rougher, but once it gets into the swing of things, you're gonna love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it loses its crassness, I think.
I think to its benefit.
You would.
But we've already had that discussion on another episode.
Mm-hmm.
So Next up on our docket, we have Shangri-La Frontier, chapter 218. Is that what you said?
19.
19. Take it away,
219.
TJ.
Shangri-La Frontier is a lot less popular than the other three series we're talking about today. But
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, I think this is the new peak of isekai. It's not really isekai, like it sort of is,
It's
but
the same way that Sword Art Online is. Like
yeah,
you're in another world that's inside of a virtual game.
yeah, but like at least Sword Art Online, they were actually stuck.
He can log out whenever he wants. That's true.
Yeah, Shangri-La Frontier just has chapters where they're just not playing this game; they're playing a whole different game. Shangri-La Frontier is not involved. Uh, but if you're a fan of like RPGs, MMOs, and a fan of manga, and you haven't read Shangri-La Frontier, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Uh, and if you are, an MMO player, what we're going through right now is kind of the like post raid era where you get a bunch of new gear, you level up, you unlock some item slots, and he's testing that out. He's going back through areas he's been before and trying to, see if he can finish that dungeon now that he has the new gear. It's really fun. The stakes are a lot less high than in Dandadan, One Piece. Spoiler alert: we're gonna be talking about Chainsaw Man. Like it's not gonna be in the title somewhere, but the stakes are way, way lower in Shangri-La Frontier. It's nice to take a break from imprisoned children and you know disappearing and other
Yeah.
things. To just be like, yeah, this game's awesome. This game's really cool. But we're following him in his growth through his, Shangri-La Frontier, and also the little romance subplot. I doubt there's enough of it for us to get paying to read it, but it's there and it's fun because
Yes.
the girl who has a crush on him in real life uh, is, one of his friends in the game, and he doesn't know that.
Still?
Yeah, she still doesn't know, or he still doesn't
Or
know
did
that's
they?
her.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
because she knows, right?
she knows. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it's really funny. It's really entertaining. Recently, we've established that this world, Shangri-La Frontier, is one of the ones where it's like, yeah, a long time ago, science. They do that kind of thing. Ancient civilization is extremely high tech. I love that trope. I don't care how often it gets done. I think it's really interesting. Uh,
So you
and
build up your civilization after it's been destroyed.
yeah, yeah, and then there are just super high tech ruins all over the place. That's why I like Final Fantasy 13 a lot.
Mm.
13.2 specifically because you can get the time travel. Uh, and then you can turn current day into the past that's super high tech. It's great. Great game. Uh, but Sunraku, our main character, gets all this gear. He's working around a curse that doesn't let him wear armor at all. Uh, he has his accessory slots that he can use, which him at level, I want to say he's level 80 something. No, he's level 100. You get one accessory slot every 20 levels in the game, and you have to go to an accessory shop to unlock the slot. So he's just had one accessory slot through the entire game because he skipped the tutorial village. So he had no clue. So he's just been rocking one accessory. Now he has the full 5 slots that he should. So we're going to get probably a pretty big power jump here soon. And he's already putting a couple of those slots to pretty good use. With a callback to way earlier in the series, where he gave a cat person, Armaris, those jewels to turn into accessories. And he came back, and they're super strong. And it's pretty good. But at the end of this chapter, Sunraku finds his way down through this abandoned elevator shaft in this place, and he activates a hologram. And that's where it ends, and it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I hate catching up to series. I have to wait, especially
Like
when
the
they're
rest of
Shangri-La
us.
Frontier. Like you have to read Shangri-La Frontier on Kodansha's app, which I don't know if predatory is the right word, but greedy is definitely the correct word.
Mm.
They do like a coin based thing, and a coin is a cent, and it's $1 to read a chapter. It's rough. It's rough.
Okay. So you mentioned that because I've only watched a couple episodes of the anime. Um, there's another game that they're playing. Is that how did that factor into the series? It's like they just log off of this one, they play the other one.
Yeah, yeah. Sunraku, he's a bad game player, and Shangri-La Frontier is a good game. So every once in a while, he has to log off and go play some slop.
Just to get the edge back.
Yeah, he also there. What I was referring to was an arc where he befriends, finds a guild, forms a guild, and he befriends a professional esports player, and then they watch him play in Shangri-La Frontier, and they're like, oh man, I gotta get this guy on my team. So they go to like an open invitational arena fighting game tournament, and they play that, and it's pretty sick. I like that arc a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Do you have an idea what for this most recent chapter, like what it means? Well, they're opening up, or are there any hints about it?
Yes. So the world opening up. Uh, uh well, you're here, so you're gonna get spoiled.
That's
They
fine.
just beat another Colossus, Tarnet of the Deep, and that has progressed the state of the world. So things are gonna start happening pretty soon. Probably actually right now, while Sunraku is not worried about it at all. He's just letting it be someone else's problem while he tests out his new gear. That's what seems the most likely to me is it's going on right now and he's just not involved. But
Hmm.
it's kind of impossible to not involve him. There are 7 Colossi in Shangri-La Frontier. Only 3 of them have been defeated, and Sunraku defeated all 3 of them. So, the world don't move unless Sunraku says it moves.
Okay.
But, he's deepening his relationship with the Vorpal bunnies, as it were, and their boss. And I want him to pursue that quest next. It seems like he's going to. He alludes to a long time ago for, manga readers. He got given a quest by the leader of the Vorpal bunnies. Like, hey, go find this stuff for me, which is vestiges of the ancient world. So we're going to see what happens there. Also,
Okay.
awesome design for the leader of the Vorpal bunnies. He's just like huge Yakuza bunny. It's like just man-sized bunny. It's sick.
I think the introduction of them was about where I stopped. Not that I didn't like what was happening. It was just I stopped like watching it week to week, and other things got in the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely worth catching up to. Yeah, it's
Okay.
but man, the K manga app makes it really hard to catch up to something. Because if you were to just go on K manga and try and catch up to Shangri-La Frontier, it's gonna cost you like $200.
Good gosh.
But
They don't
not
even
really.
have like
They are like a
a
lot of them are free. But it's the
they
more
don't have like
recent
a
ones that
member
make it
program or
difficult.
something.
Yeah, they do like tickets where your login bonus is what like you get a free ticket, read a chapter. It's just not a system I like.
No, I mean Manga Plus is far superior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get a subscription for to read everything, but for the most recent chapters, which is what I just use it for, they're free. Just read them.
Yep. But yeah, you would have to buy to bulk buy, and I do think that when you buy them on K manga, you do actually own them, so like you can download them and keep them.
Okay,
So
but that is good.
it's a little different. But
Okay,
Not a system I'm a fan of, Kodansha. Why are you doing that? Shonen
Yeah.
Jump and Viz, they both do like the you can read the first three and the last three for free.
Yep.
Everything else you have to pay us for $3 once a month.
Which I think is a steal.
It is. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite subscription.
All right. Anything else for Shangri-La Frontier?
Definitely read this. It's still super slept on. I know the anime got a little bit popular, uh, but man, it's becoming a really really good series to me.
Okay. All right, and that brings us to our final manga for discussion today. That, of course, being the latest chapter of Chainsaw Man, number 201, where, of course, shenanigans continue on in this series, where we start off with a group of people, randos, on the street, and a rock is thrown at one of their heads, and we turn to the next page, and we see our favorite girl failure, the actual famine devil, asking them if they're afraid of her now. And they all call her nuts. And she throws another rock at them because she has been now controlled by the death devil who pretended to be her, to spread terror into the world to hopefully one day find a way for her to die. And this is Famine's best idea is to throw rocks at people because she's an idiot and she doesn't understand what true terror is. He says she wants people to understand that's her mission and to terrorize and save everyone. So she keeps throwing rocks and you hit some poor little kid. And that's when the falling devil comes in, calls her a silly goose. That's anger, not terror. And terror looks like this. And she starts like kind of taking off her head, and the implication being that they ain't gonna make it. And we go back to Denji, who's going up against Fake Saw Man, who we still don't know who Fake Saw Man is after all this time. And I think this is actually the first time he's met Fake Saw Man. He's heard reports of Chainsaw Man being there. He was like, oh, that was weird. I wasn't there. And now Fake Saw Man is going around just slaughtering people right and left. And Denji saves a girl because that's what he always does. But in the process of trying to help her, as the Falling Devil, I think the implication the Falling Devil is messing with the gravity or something like this. Yeah, because she would be falling down on the street. And he's over looking over at Yoru, who has been accompanying the whole time, says, ask her to help him. And our favorite little yandere, Yoru, decides that, well, there's only one woman for Chainsaw Man, and that's me. And she uses her powers to just use the typical bang that's been used for this series and blasts off the woman from Chainsaw Man who is holding just onto her hand now. And she falls to her death and she makes fun of her. And this, of course, gets Denji very upset because he kind of forgot, as a lot of the audience has, that Yoru is still the War Devil. And she goes full yandere here. And she's the only woman that he needs. And that is the end of the chapter. As Fake Saw Man kind of looks on. Say another great chapter from Fujimoto here. Yeah, you idiots, all you simping over the War Devil. She's still the War Devil, guys. She's not a good person.
Yeah, don't matter.
It's like, Asa's still in there, and I'm sure that's infecting the War Devil an extent of like her feelings towards Chainsaw Man, because Asa definitely likes Denji. But you got both of them there in the same body. It's going to be a difficult relationship. And of course, no woman can be in Denji's life without trying to murder him or betray him.
Poor guy. I feel so bad for Denji. Everything it's just man.
Like, some of it he brings on himself. Some of this is like he tried. He hung out with her. He tried to get her to see life was good. But he fell too hard like he always does.
Oh man. Denji can never take a break. Never catch a break.
Oh, no.
I feel so bad. He had a little bit of peace, and that was when Fujimoto was in between Chainsaw Man, parts.
Yes, like a couple months of just being a superhero, and went all downhill from there.
Yeah, I don't know. Fujimoto has, I think, such a talent for this style of writing, where like you get connected to the characters and you genuinely feel for them, either fear or disgust or empathy. Uh,
Hmm.
but like this and Fire Punch, reading Fire Punch, and you're just like, oh, what are you doing? And then, oh
This is
man,
so much nicer than Fire Punch,
yeah,
and it's still messed up.
yeah. But you read Chainsaw Man. This is just a taste of what Fujimoto's willing to do to his readers.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. He's a little evil,
It's
right?
just, and it still tickles me. I remember he doesn't do it anymore because it's only for the Sunday edition, as far as I'm aware. But whenever he would give us like his author comments, it'd always be something like, "Hey, I tried this new souffle or something, or this new dessert. It was really nice." And in that chapter, like you know, a million people just died, or you know,
Yeah.
Reze died, or what have you.
Yeah, he's completely disconnected from the turmoils of his own series. Just like the other day, I went to the zoo and I saw a gorilla.
It was cool.
I love gorillas.
Yeah, and that's the chapter where Power died or something.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
it's
bang.
pretty entertaining. I can't lie.
You know what? That's probably for the best. Maybe he's just able to divorce himself from his work, and some authors get a little too into it.
Yeah, I feel like people compare like Junji Ito and Hayao Miyazaki
Yeah.
because they make the opposite types of content, and then in real life, Hayao Miyazaki's like super like
Curmudgeonly.
yeah, he's just a curmudgeon. He's hateful. And Junji Ito is like a ray of sunshine. I think Fujimoto fits here, but it's him versus his own work.
Yeah.
He's like Junji Ito, except his own work's not meant to scare people. Just just affect them in other ways.
Terrorize them.
Yeah, he is the Terror Devil.
There you go. Well, you got anything else for the day, TJ?
I don't think so. I think we're this is four really good series. I think there's never been a better time to be a manga reader.
I mean, the access we have to it is way better. I mean, yeah, I'd still like for there to be a printed jump that's sent our way, but I understand the cost of everything, especially now with tariffs being added on to Japan. Wouldn't make much sense. So the fact that we get some of these chapters for free, just read the most recent ones, that is a huge gift. And yeah, $3 a month to read the rest, pretty great deal.
Yeah, yeah. Look,
Not
pay three
sponsored.
dollars, $3 one time, catch up, and then read the rest for free.
Yeah, not
Just don't
sponsored
miss.
by Manga Plus. Goodness gracious, Shonen Jump, anything like that. But if it's a good deal, I'm going to say it's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
All right. Well, with that, we're done for the day. Thank you guys for what you do. Please just leave a like or comment down below to share this with someone else if you really feel like it's worth it. We love doing stuff like this. We do this about once a month if possible. Sometimes things get in the way, but let us know what manga you'd like us to cover too, because I'm always open to reading new stuff. Like I've got plenty I'm reading right now, but I can always add something else to the list. So until next time, see ya.